So the Antigravity A1 has been out for just over a month now, and it's probably the most anticipated drone of 2025. In this video, I'm going to be covering the top 10 things you need to know after roughly 2 months of testing this thing out. I'm going to be covering the things that I love about it, the things that I don't love about it, and answering the all-important question of should you buy this drone or not. So Antigravity first announced this drone back in July of this year, and the second that I saw teasers for it, I got super excited. The possibilities that come with a 360-degree drone are endless. But as with any product, you can make it look really good in trailers and promo videos, but I couldn't wait to actually get my hands on one and test it out for myself to see if it was actually any good. Before we get into the first thing, if you guys could do me a huge favor and just hit the like button, I will put a photo of an adorable puppy at the end of this video. It genuinely helps out the channel a ton, and without further ado, let's get into the first thing. So first off, what is in the bag? So no matter what bundle you get, you're going to be getting a few things. So the first thing is the drone itself in this little carrying case. You're also going to be getting a motion controller, a pair of goggles, and then a battery to power the goggles. You'll also get a few other extras like propellers. So when this drone first came out, I thought it was going to be like a full manual FPV drone, but that's not actually the case. So these goggles are pretty similar to FPV goggles, but the way you fly it is completely different. As far as the goggles go, they look really nice, feel really high quality, and they just have this external battery that kind of hangs around your neck and powers them. One thing I would love to see in future versions of the goggles is an integrated battery. So if the battery was like on the back of the strap, that would be really nice. And because this is a 360-degree drone, when you are wearing the goggles, you can actually look around in flight without changing the course of the drone. So it's like truly a VR flying experience. So getting into how you control the drone, everything is controlled through this motion controller right here. To take off, you just tap this button twice to arm the propellers and then hold to actually take off. And you can also use this button to go up and down during flight. To move the drone forward, you basically just pull this trigger and you just sort of point where you want to go. It's one of those things that seems pretty intimidating, but once you actually are in the air and flying, it comes so easy. On the controller, there's also a video record button, a photo button. You can change the modes right here, access the menu from this little button. This red button right here is an emergency stop if you press it once, or you can press and hold to have the drone return home. Then this little dial turns the direction of the drone. If you got the higher end Explorer bundle or Infinity bundle, you're also going to be getting this case, as well as this triple charger right here, which actually has a really creative design because it has 2 batteries here, and then you can flip this out, and that's where you charge the 3rd battery. And then if you get the highest level, the Infinity bundle, you get the extended batteries as well as a quick reader. Okay, let's move on to number 2. I am so impressed by these goggles. I actually wanted to make it its own dedicated section, and there's a couple lesser known features about the goggles that I want to tell you guys about. So the first thing that you're going to notice, and I'm sure you guys have seen all the promo videos and stuff about this so far, but if you plug the goggles in, this right here, if I can get it right in the light, this is actually a screen. And this is going to be displaying exactly what you're seeing in the goggles, which actually makes it really fun if you're flying around friends, so they can just look on your goggles and see what you're seeing. A lot of times when you're flying FPV, you just really want to show everyone around you what you're filming, but you can't. So this is a really cool feature. Here is the inside of the goggles. The adjustments for the eyes are super easy. You just kind of move these around wherever you want them. And then you can spin these to change the focal length. You can also record your screen in the goggles, and one added thing that I actually had no clue about until I tested it out is it records the audio. So if you want to do a flight where you're like talking behind the scenes, it just natively records the audio and bakes it into that video clip of the screen. And again, it's just so bizarre to just like, if I just stop the drone right here, I can just look around and like see what's going on. The goggles are super comfy, and as you can tell, I am just super impressed by these things, especially since this is like the first generation that Antigravity has ever made. Okay, let's move on to number 3. All right, so before I get into more technical things like the camera specifications, stuff like that, I just want to talk about the actual flight experience because it is freaking amazing. So like I said, to fly, you just throw the goggles on and use the motion controller to control where you're going. And there are 2 different ways to fly. There's free motion mode and then FPV mode. Free motion mode basically means you can turn the drone like this, but if you switch to FPV mode, you can turn the drone by just tilting your hand like this. And like I said, because it's a 360 drone, when you have the goggles on, you can look around wherever you want as the drone is flying. I fly FPV and I absolutely love it because it genuinely feels like you're flying. And I thought that experience was going to be the closest that I came to feeling like flying, but this one definitely takes the cake. I cannot tell you how incredible it is to fly a drone in VR. Even when you're just stopped in one place. I remember I was flying in Hawaii over this big bay and I just stopped the drone. I didn't move at all and I just sat there and looked around and it was so cool. It was actually kind of spooky looking downwards because it feels like you're like on the edge of a cliff. It is truly a one-of-a-kind experience, and honestly one of my favorite things is just giving the goggles to other people that are around you so they can look around. It is just so cool to see other people experience it for the first time. This is one of the most fun drone flying experiences I've ever had, and I've been flying drones for over a decade. Every time I fly this thing, I just can't stop smiling. If your main factor in buying a drone is how much fun it is to fly, this has to be at the top of your list. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is that at the moment, right now, December of 2025, there is no real drone controller, only the motion controller. Now, this thing is really fun to fly and you can get a lot of different shots with it, but you can get a lot more technical shots if you just had a normal like video game style controller. With this controller, you cannot go backwards, so you can accelerate like that, but you can't go backwards, and you also can't go sideways. And so I've gotten this question a million times: is Antigravity going to be releasing a traditional drone controller? And the answer is yes. Right now, there's no timeline on when that will be, but they are planning on releasing one. Okay, so getting into number 5, let's talk about the video specs. And I'm sure a lot of you guys realize at this point, this drone is super fun to fly. But for me as a filmmaker, I probably won't use it that much unless the video quality is really good and can match up with all my other cameras. So I was really curious to test this out. So the specs of the camera are basically the same as the Insta360 X5. It has dual 1 by 1.28 inch sensors, shoots 8K 30, 5.2K 60, and 4K 100. On the photo side, it shoots 55 megapixel photos that look great. In my experience so far, when you're in good lighting conditions, the shots look great. The color is solid, lots of detail in there with good dynamic range. Getting 360 footage to stitch right and expose correctly for both sides is very complicated, especially because in a drone, the conditions are changing constantly. But I think Insta360 did a really good job with this. I would have really loved to see a log profile added so you can mess around with it more in post, but I wouldn't be surprised if they rolled that out in a future update. Now, one thing to keep in mind with 360 cameras is that the entire image, so the top and the bottom, that is in 8K. If you're facing one direction, you're looking at roughly 4K. But if you start to zoom in and recrop and stuff like that, the detail just gets progressively worse. So the output resolution depends on how far zoomed in you are. Overall, this camera does a really good job, but there are a couple drawbacks. For example, if you're shooting in darker environments, there's a lot less contrast there. So the images look like a little bit soft and crunchy compared to even videos that I've seen out of the X5. Now, this pretty much is the exact same camera, so what is the reason for that? In my opinion, I think what's happening here is just the initial firmware that's coming out isn't quite as advanced as the firmware for the X5, and drones these days are just constantly being updated, so I expect the quality to get better and better over time. Another suggestion that I do have for Antigravity, and I'm not sure if they're planning on doing this, but I would love to see ND filters for this drone. ND filters are basically like sunglasses for your drone and allow you to get the proper shutter speed, which just gives you motion blur and makes your videos just have that like cinematic feel. They did release them for the X5, so I'm hoping they will have some for the A1 as well. Now, like I said, the video quality looks great in most situations, and I do expect it to get better as more updates are being pushed out. As a side note, if you guys want to edit your footage exactly like you see here in this video, I sell a pack of 4 video filter LUTs that basically just give your footage that cinematic look. Link is below. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about was actually one of the things I was most interested in testing, and that is the connection and range. To be completely honest, I've tested so many drones throughout the years, and absolutely no one can come close to DJI. DJI just has the best transmission system all around. I've taken those drones out to over 10,000 meters and still had a really reliable connection. So I was really curious how Antigravity would stack up. And after doing a bunch of testing and just kind of seeing where Antigravity stacks up, I am actually super stoked with where it's at right now. When you're within line of sight and relatively close range, there's no connection issues at all, no latency, it's super snappy. I've done multiple flights out to 1,500 meters, and in the past, pretty much any drone that I've ever tested that wasn't DJI kind of struggled out that far, but the anti-gravity only had minor breakup at that distance. If you aren't flying within line of sight and there's like trees or houses or something in between you and the drone, you are going to see a little bit of breakup, but that's true for any drone you're flying. This thing is rated for 13 kilometers, but realistically, drones just never make it out to what it says on paper. But I think with future updates, the anti-gravity could get closer and closer to that number. Okay, so I want to take a second to talk about the battery life. So with the drone, you have two options. You have the standard battery and the extended battery. On paper, the flight time of the extended battery is 39 minutes, and on paper, the flight time of the standard battery is 24. One caveat to that is that if you use the extended battery, you're a little bit over the 250 gram limit. Check your local regulations, but most places in the world, if you're flying a drone that's under 250 grams, you're exempt from certain rules and regulations. If you get the Explorer bundle or the Infinity bundle, it also comes with this really cool triple charger. And I actually love the design on this thing because it has a little screen that kind of shows where each battery is at. And so there's two batteries up front, and then you just press this button here and you charge the third battery right there. It's a really cool design. Now, on paper flight times are usually a far cry from what you're actually getting in the real world, but I've been getting around 18 minutes with the standard battery and about 28 to 30 minutes with the extended battery. And that is genuinely a huge difference. So when you are choosing what batteries to buy, definitely keep that in mind because that is a ton more flight time. Okay, so one thing that I definitely wanted to include in this list is the fact that this drone has replaceable lenses, which is so nice. And honestly, I think necessary for a 360 drone. I mean, it's a drone flying through the air, so at some point you're just bound to crash. And on 360 cameras, if there's even a tiny scuff in the lens, you really see it on the video footage and it's just not good. So when I opened up the box and found this replaceable lens kit, I was super pumped. So basically in the package, you have a tool for removing the lens that is currently not focusing very well at all. You have the lenses themselves, and then you have this other item. No, this is for cleaning dust out. So in about 30 seconds, you can take off your lens, replace it, and you're on your way. Okay, so the next thing that I want to cover is menu navigation because it's different than pretty much anything else out there. And how you navigate the menu is basically just using the motion controller. There are two different menus, a quick menu and then a more in-depth menu. To access the quick menu, just have to press and hold this button. And then if you want to access the more in-depth menu, you tap this twice and then hold. So just press and hold this button to access the quick menu. You got a few options. You can either switch between free motion mode and FPV mode, change your camera settings, switch to open cockpit, which actually is pretty sweet, and it actually lets you like simulate like you're flying on a dragon, which is pretty lit. Start and stop screen recording, gallery, and then turn your obstacle avoidance on and off. All right, so now the more in-depth menu. So I'm going to tap and then press again. So in here, you have a bunch of stuff. You can kind of look around to get a better view of everything, but you can switch from free motion mode to FPV. You can change the camera parameter settings, and essentially kind of how you use this is like almost as if you were like using it as a touch screen. So you pull the trigger. So let's say you want to switch the shutter speed. You pull the trigger, hold that down, and scroll like that. So on here, you can switch between auto and pro settings. Let's go back. And then we're just gonna kind of give a general overview of everything else. You got your max flight altitude, obstacle avoidance behavior, lost connection behavior, return altitude, find my drone. You got your gallery. You can go through here, general settings, transmission, flight control, camera settings, and safety settings. And if you look over here, you can go return to home, deep track, where you can actually track vehicles, people, stuff like that. Sky Genie is going to have a bunch of preset routes for you. So if you want to orbit something, you can go in there and do that. And then Sky Path is waypoints. There are definitely more things in the menu that I didn't cover. So if you have questions about anything, drop them in the comments down below. Okay, so the final thing that I want to cover is my personal favorite thing about this drone. And that is the fact that you can take one shot, reframe it in different ways, and get completely separate clips out of it. And this video would not be complete if I didn't give at least a brief rundown of how to edit your 360 clips once you shot them. So here's a shot that I got out in Hawaii, just kind of flying along the coastline. On any regular drone, if I wanted one facing backwards, backwards, one facing forwards, and one kind of orbiting, I would have to take the time to take all 3 of those shots. But because we're shooting in 360, I'm going to show you how to make all 3 of those shots from this one clip. So Antigravity Studio is the software that you're going to be using. You can download it for either PC or Mac. And you basically just drag your clip in here. Then you just pick the section that you want and add it to your timeline. Then from there, you just add keyframes, instructing the software where to point the camera. So this first clip, all I want is it to be facing backwards. So I'm going to go to the beginning of the clip, add a keyframe facing backwards. There's also these cool modes where you can automatically pick like where you want it to be filming, like up, down, right, left, sideways, front, back. So this one, I'm just gonna have it play backwards. Then on the next one, I'm just going to copy that clip, make a new one, and then I'm gonna have this one start forwards. And then the last one, I'm actually going to pick a little shaded area and have the drone track that. You can track subjects, you can track buildings, you can track whatever you want. So as you can see, the drone is going forward now, and it's just perfectly tracking that little shade structure, and it just gives you a nice dynamic shot. Now, keyframes and tracking are pretty much the essential things that you need to know. There's a lot more in-depth stuff you can do inside the editor, but that'll be for another video another time. But it's just so nice to just focus on piloting and worry about framing your shots later. It is such a game changer. Another little side thing that I wanted to mention is that on February 29th, Antigravity is going to be rolling out a firmware where you can actually fly in a simulator. So you can throw the goggles on, fly, get the hang of it, and by the time you fly the actual drone, you're totally ready. Along with that update, you're also going to be able to switch to the Imperial system, so you can switch from meters to feet. So overall, what are my thoughts about the A1? This drone is amazing. It is so much fun to fly. The type of shots you can get with it are so unique and so creative. And I am especially impressed because this is the first drone that Antigravity has ever made. I think competition is an amazing thing. It just pushes every single company to the absolute max. And I am really stoked to see that there is another serious player out here. Now, if you guys are already planning on picking up this drone, it would mean a ton to me if you use the affiliate link down below. I just get a small kickback from that, and it just helps me make more videos like this. But that does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them down in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed if you don't want to miss any more of the videos that I make about the A1, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.